welcome to my Vision News. In this video, we'll have a detailed look at all fronts. What is happening on this front? Where is TDF under pressure? Where is ENDF under pressure? Where are TDF gains? And has TDF gone into a defensive mode now? Two very important fronts for Tigray. We'll have a look at two. Let's start how this third phase of war started. It started on a southern front, Kobo, which was taken by the Tigray forces around 3 weeks ago. Then Kobo, Robit, Vacha, close to Vacha as Gobiye, was also taken by Tigray forces, and they were moving towards Voldia. And we know that Gobiye was lost by Tigray forces, but they retook Gobiye, and then they managed to advance towards Voldia, and they managed to reach here. This is a place to the east of Voldia. So, known position, confirmed position of Tigray forces is somewhere here to the east of Voldia on Voldia front. This place, Hera-Gobiye, is not Hera-Gabiye. People say you call it Gobiye, it's wrong. Hera-Gabiya is not under TDF control. This is Afar Voldia road. Hera-Gobiye not under TDF, but these areas to the east of Voldia, to the north of Voldia are under Tigray control, and these are strategic areas. TDF is in a position to launch an attack on Voldia city, but so far no signs of any ground offensive on Voldia from these eastern and northern side. Mainly from eastern side you will see an offensive would happen. So on this front, TDF is in a strong position. It has Voldia, it has high places to the east and north of Voldia. It is trying to take control of this road by capturing Hera-Gabiya, but it is still contested. Front number one. Front number two, has been Afar region from Alamata. Tigray forces moved along this road. This is Afar Tigray boundary. They entered Afar region. They captured Yellow, not shown on this map. They moved towards Gulina as well. They captured some high places in Gulina, Fokisa. But they have not made a move on main towns in Gulina. Mainly they are in Yellow here to the east of Alamata, and no signs of any major offensive by Tigray forces into Afar. When we are discussing Afar, we must not forget that Eritrean military has entered Afar too. From the Lol, from Birhale, the Lol, Birhale, it entered Afar. It was stopped at Birhale reportedly by local residents. I did a video on that. They were against the entry of Eritrean forces here. They protested, but later regional officials intervened. Eritrean military was allowed to move through Birhale. Here, so far, Eritrean military has not launched any attack on Tigray. This is Tigray Afar border, and this is Abala, not very far away from Mekelle. There can be an attack on Tigray from Afar, but it hasn't happened so far, and a decisive move could be made from Afar towards western direction to cut off supply lines of Tigray forces, to stop them from moving deep into Wollo. They are here in Voldia. If they are attacked from eastern side, from Abala or from here, from Yellow, TDF could be under pressure in Wollo, in Voldia, but it hasn't happened so far. Thirdly, we have Sikota, no major development. Sikota is under ENDF control. Tigray forces once were close to taking Sikota, but now ENDF are in full control of Sikota, and now front line has been shifted towards Tigray border. This is Tigray border, viewers, and you can see Samre here. This is Abergale of the Amhara region. Here, Ethiopian National Defense Force, Amhara forces, they have entered Tigray, They're trying to capture Samre. Tigray yesterday denied that ENDF and Amhara forces had captured Samre, but reportedly they have entered Tigray here, and now they're trying to take control of Samre. Heavy shelling is also being reported on Samre and nearby areas from the high places which are on Amhara side of Amhara Tigray border. So on this front, it seems that TDF is under pressure. TDF is trying to stop ENDF Amhara forces from entering Tigray to reach Samre, and you see how close Samre is to Mekelle. If Samre falls, obviously ENDF can move towards Mekelle from here and from Abala as well. Maybe they'll try to push jointly from two different directions towards Mekelle, from afar Eritreans and from Samre ENDF Amhara forces. If they want to capture Mekelle, it could happen, I think. So it's a very strategic front. TDF is trying to defend its positions here close to Samre. This front is going to be a decisive front like Northern Front in coming days. Next front is North Gondar, viewers. You can see Gondar, Debar can be seen here, and Ediyarke, which is now under the control of ENDF. Here Tigray forces suffered a loss. They were in control of this territory, this Ediyarke town, on a hilltop, but they have lost this place, and we are now seeing pictures, videos. Amhara media is reporting live from Ediyarke. So Ediyarke is under ENDF control. TDF is out of Ediyarke, and now front line has been shifted towards Mesamre under TDF control, but ENDF Amhara forces, they have managed to reach close to Mesamre, and fighting is ongoing to the east of Mesamre and on these border areas to Amhara, Tigray border areas. So on this front, Tigray forces suffered territorial loss, and now they are trying to defend Mesabre. After that, you can see Dedebit, not visible on this map. This is Shire, viewers, and this main road, white colored line, zigzag line, is the road which passes over Takaz River, and somewhere here is Dedebit, around 20 kilometers away from this bridge, which is already collapsed. And here fighting, heavy fighting has been ongoing for days. Yesterday, Tigray claimed that it had inflicted heavy losses on this front, on Amhara forces and ENDF. ENDF has not showed any gains on this front so far. That is why we are compelled to believe that ENDF has not made any gains. ENDF managed to cross Takeze, but it could not move from Dedebit towards Shire, towards this road. So that is why we can safely say that on this front, Dedebit front, so far ENDF and Amhara forces have not made any major gains, but they have stopped TDF advance towards Wolkait. By opening this front, they have stopped Tigray forces from making inroads into Wolkait towards Edi Ramat, towards Dansha from eastern side, from Mesamre side. Now, next fronts are on Eritrea Tigray border. Here Shire is under ENDF and EDF control. EDF is obviously involved. Its divisions, its units are part of this offensive. Shire has come under the control of the two forces, confirmed, several sources confirming. Tadase Verede indirectly confirmed as well that Shire is under EDF, ENDF control. What about Shire? On Shire front, what we have learnt is that fighting is ongoing close to Edi Dairo. You can see Edi Dairo here, and this is Shire. Reportedly, ongoing fighting is close to Edi Dairo, and How did EDF and ENDF manage to reach Adi Dairo? Did they manage to reach Adi Dairo from here, from Eritrean border, or from Shiraro? It's not clear, but on this front, northern front, EDF and ENDF have made some gains. They have taken Shiraro, they're close to Shire as well. Now they are putting pressure upon Shire. And if Shire falls, as I said in yesterday's video, then it will be easy for EDF and ENDF to advance along this road, main road, A2 highway, Aksom, Adwa, Adegharat, Vikro, Makele, main highway of Tigray. And so far we know that no town on this highway is under EDF and ENDF control. So if Shire comes under the control of EDF and ENDF, it could be a major gain by ENDF and Eritrean Defense Force. What about Wolkait? What about Sudan front? Fighting was ongoing close to Humera. Thousands of Tigray fighters were close to Humera. They were putting pressure, they were pushing towards Humera, and fighting was going on somewhere here close to Humera. And from eastern direction as well, from Samre, TDF was trying to move towards here, towards Wolkait, towards Sagade. Here, this front has gone silent because, especially Humera front, it has gone silent. And mainly it is because now Tigray has gone into a defensive mode. Tigray will have to now protect and defend its borders. Any major advance from Sudan towards Humera is unlikely. TDF will try to push EDF and ENDF away from its borders. Then we could see resumption of some offensive from Sudan, side of Sudan, Ethiopia border towards Humera. So overall, we can sum up viewers that on two fronts, Tigray forces are under pressure. Northern fronts, Shire Shiraro, strategic front, and secondly, Aber Gale front. This one you can see here, Samre here. And so far, no offensive launched from afar by Eritreans. So you could see that things could change rapidly if Shire is lost by Tigray forces, if Samre is lost by Tigray forces. We could see a massive push towards Makele from afar, from Amhara region, and from A2 highway if Shire falls. So it's a rapidly evolving situation. Meanwhile, we're seeing that heavy drone strikes, air strikes are being conducted. And today on Makele, multiple drone strikes were conducted by Ethiopian Air Force. Ethiopian Air Force is trying to remove TPLF government from Makele. Chartered flights, cargo flights are also being reported between Ethiopia and Eritrea. In a video, I reported that earlier flights were arriving at Lalibela carrying weapons and troops, and now from Lalibela they are being seen entering Eritrea too. So Eritrea is fully involved in this war, but silence. They are denying, like they denied in November 2020. Later, their presence was established. Visual confirmation was received. Once again, we're seeing the same pattern here. So coming days very crucial for Tigray. Tigray is in defensive mode on all fronts except Woldia. Will TDF make a move on Woldia, or will it focus on defending its gains, not gains, its territories in Tigray? That remains to be seen. And secondly, some Tigray supporters, some analysts who are pro-Tigray, they claim that TDF's first priority is to degrade enemy's fighting capabilities. After that, TDF will launch counteroffensive to take back its territories. I think it's a way of covering up of losses. When ENDF retreated from Kobo Robit, it wasn't a tactical withdrawal. They had to retreat because they suffered losses. Now, when TDF is retreating from Shiraro, it's not tactical at all. They are unable to hold ground where they are retreating from.